You see this fertilizer? It is one of the biggest scam and thievery the JLP has ever been able to it reminds me of the Mombasa grass. But you see Floyd Green, JC Hutchinson, and Frank Witter, they need to come to the front of your class.
Definitely.
All three of them, the report points to 2018 to 2024, which means that it would have spanned 3 ministers or junior ministers of agriculture on this.
Major Dabs presents to you Heart of the World. This prolific album is both inspiring and uplifting. It captures the pain and joy of the people while advocating for rights and justice with tracks like Your Pain, No Mining, Warning, and title track Heart of the World. Play Jam Music by purchasing or streaming the Heart of the World album on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, and all digital platforms. Heart of the World by Major Dabs, produced by Jam Music Enterprise and Theotype Studio.
Bless up, ABR family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Isabel Rose. And in this one, Head Boy again and Zulika Jess, candidate for the People's National Party, expose more on the 11,000 bags of fertilizers that was supposed to be distributed to our farmers, with a report from the Auditor General's Department stating that same unaccounted for. Head Boy reveals that 3,000 bags of fertilizers were deemed to have been destroyed, but were they really destroyed? And also called out former agriculture minister as well as the current agriculture minister. A whole heap of eye-opening information in this one here. Una have to watch the entire video. In the meantime, please to go over, continue to supporting Martha Couponing Foundation. It is a charity foundation that supports children in Jamaica by sending barrels to assist with their back to school. Please support the channel so that she can get monetized in order to continue this charity process. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Left STEM Day at Sydney Pagan STEM Academy. This is a school which sits on roughly 200 acres of land in Elim, right here in northeastern St. Elizabeth. I sat just now and I listened as the minister spoke about the new face of food, the importance of agriculture, and of course, this being an election year, took the opportunity to offer packages of promises. Promises which for the sake of the school I hope materialize. But as I sat there, I couldn't help but think about the headline in yesterday's paper. The headline spoke about the fact that 11,000 bags of fertilizer, which were distributed out of the offices of the members of parliament, cannot be verified or validated as having been distributed to real farmers. In other words, 11,000 bags of fertilizer valued at roughly $54 million cannot be proven to have been distributed to real, authentic, legitimate, bona fide farmers. There's no evidence that the farmers got those bags of fertilizer. And then I think about today's headline, which spoke to the fact that our Member of Parliament right here in northeastern St. Elizabeth received 557 bags of fertilizer. 557 bags of fertilizer. So that is not an insignificant number. That's not a little bit of fertilizer. So when you think about the fact that our Member of Parliament received 557 bags of fertilizer, and you see a headline which speaks to the fact that the Auditor General of Jamaica has found that there is no evidence, there is no proof that a vast number of bags of fertilizer distributed by the MP has actually reached legitimate farmers. And then to make matters worse, you see another headline which states that the audit has revealed that a farm store, a private farm store, has actually been selling bags of fertilizer. These very same bags of fertilizer which were intended to be distributed free of cost to our farmers, they are being sold at a private farm store For me, as someone who is in the breadbasket parish and who understands how critical and how important a bag of fertilizer is, I find it deeply unsettling. Every time I go on the road, whenever I walk your communities, whenever I visit you at your homes, in your fields, at your ground, one of the most compelling asks is for a bag of fertilizer. And so for us to hear that these bags of fertilizer, which were donated by the Kingdom of Morocco and which were supposed to be given freely to our farmers, are actually being sold at a private farm store, and there is no evidence that a significant number of these very bags of fertilizer actually reached intended legitimate farmers. I find it very, very unsettling. Here in St. Elizabeth, agriculture is our bread and butter. It is what puts food on the table. It is what sends our children to school. It is what pays the school fee. It is what pays the bus fare. Agriculture is our way of life, and it is the way of life for a significant number of people. As your next Member of Parliament, I am committed to ensuring that there is fair and equitable distribution of all resources. I am committed to ensuring that you, our farmers, get the resources that are intended for your use and benefit. Remember, it makes a difference who is in charge of your communities. It makes a difference who is in charge of your constituency. It makes a difference who is your Member of Parliament.
Good day, my sister. I want to tell you, this, I'm really outraged by enrage, all of the rages you can think
my
about.
God, you can say it again.
When you can know a society, by how they treat the women and the children. Yeah?
True.
And it is really sad. And you can see that this is not this man's first time beating a woman.
I said that earlier, my God.
And I just came in, so I just actually caught the last caller before this one.
Okay.
Yeah? So it is, so obviously both of us are on the same wavelength. But you see, this guy is well connected,
My God. I get some little information on him, man. Yeah, man. Linkage all about.
And him is a waving JLP flag bearer.
Yeah? So we see the two Jamaicans right here, so I'd play.
Yeah, and I'm very close to certain people in the administration, including Vybz.
Mighty God. So we are watching one here,
Both of them in the same used car. I think that's why I behave the way I behave. You could see that the man was virtually showing, who I am.
Mighty God. Yeah, because the uncle said, he said, how that a beep, so the nurse never did for blow him, for come out of way. Or him scoot over a little more for make she pass and go on to work.
I thought it was him woman at first,
Me say when me hear, I thought that too when I heard she said, how when me do? So me I say it seems as if for somebody, close to me, probably a partner.
But the thing is, they're supposed to lock him up and throw the key. Don't even waste no time, give this man any bail.
Same so. Same so.
Because people are in jail who have been accused of things. You don't have no evidence on them, but you can't give them bail. But you can get a man who you know for a fact beat up a nurse, a civil servant of Jamaica, right? In the time when our nurses are leaving the country in droves.
My God.
But on this Rhoda thing, because I didn't get to hear with you on this Rhoda, the fertilizer. Yeah? I shared it last night on Andre, right? You see this fertilizer? It is one of the biggest scam and thief-free the JLP has ever been able to it reminds me of the Mombasa grass. Yeah? It reminds me so much of the Mombasa grass. But the only part that is different to the Mombasa grass is that Kartel is in fact a farmer. Yeah? So at least he was being allocated something that you would give to a farmer. So you can't say him disqualified as a farmer. Not because he is a politician.
Yeah.
Yeah? But with the fertilizer, you have never had MPs distributing fertilizers in constituencies before,
And that shouldn't be. Want to rather roll that, rather forget that for do.
I can tell, not that I'm not a farmer, but I understand farming, right? I grew up in a farming, teenage years in St. Mary in a farming era. Yeah, and farming family at that. When you apply, now you apply for support from Rhoda, right? Rhoda tells you, you go to your MP, the MP give a note and send it to Rhoda, and Rhoda say, okay, this is what we're able to do. Yeah? Based upon the allocation available for the MPs, and you pick up the thing at Rhoda yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah? But also, too, I don't want Flight Green and Andrew Holness and his team to mix up Rhoda in the nastiness.
True.
Because Rhoda was not managing that fertilizer distribution, you know. They were not.
Yeah, that's what they
and he's not lying. He's not lying. It was being managed by the Ministry of Agriculture. So remember, you know, Rhoda is an agency. So agriculture can direct Rhoda what to do. In principle. In principle. But we know not so it work. Yeah. Now, when you look at it, the street, people keep on forgetting about this. Everybody focus on the 11,000 bags. Where the auditor general say unaccounted for, you know. Yeah? But they're forgetting that there's 3,775 bags of fertilizer that they claim are destroyed. And when I check, like Andrew Holness, wide, near and far, in Rhoda, my Rhoda contacts are telling me that can't be true, because if you destroy 30 bags of fertilizer, whether you dump them or whether you had to throw them away, you have to have a record of it.
True.
Yeah? So what happened? Man a thief. And say, yeah, you can't read 11, so why me can't move 3,000? Yeah? So it was these fertilizers were virtually being taken. It was just a raid. Yeah? And why there's no account of who the fertilizers went to. The MPs, particularly the JLP MPs, need to be blamed. They did not send over a list to Rhoda to say these were the persons who got the fertilizer. So it means that an MP, for argument's sake, in Portland or in St. Mary can have those fertilizers and give to him friend to sell, because there's no name to say it went to Farmer Joe Blow or Farmer Mary. Yeah? And that is where the thief is. But you see Floyd Green, J.C. Hutchinson, and Frank Witter, they need to come to the front of your class.
Definitely.
All three of them, the report points to 2018 to 2024, which means that it would have spanned 3 ministers or junior ministers of agriculture. And the 3 names I called were all ministers of agriculture during the period. Yeah? Yes. And most of that fertilizer was in the west side of the island. Yeah? So that's why the council in a White House in a Westmoreland could have been caught storing it at her business place. She wasn't storing it, she does sell it at her business place.
My God. We see it. We see the footages.
She does sell it at her business place. But you see what they never know, they didn't know. I tell them all the time, Dayton Campbell is not somebody to play with him. Him born the 30th and me born on the 31st.
That's why them so threatened. Yeah.
He's a man going ball it out. Once his stiffness, him going ball it out. Yeah? And they're afraid of him because they know he will expose them. And I'm saying I'm not calling for a commission of inquiry, but heads must roll.
My God.
Including the permanent secretary, 3,700 and odd bags of fertilizer. Let's deal with the 11,000 that's missing, which amount to about 143 million Jamaican. Yeah? The 3,000 bag amount to about 15 million Jamaican, and I'm using the lowest cost for fertilizer. Yeah? Which is 4,000 something per bag. I'm using that cost. Yeah? And it is actually more, because I'm told that a bag of fertilizer is actually 10,000 to 30. Yeah? So imagine that somebody was using the fertilizers to sell for them campaign border slush fund. Them not give it to no farmer. Them not give it to no farmer. Because I know farmers in St. Elizabeth who to this day, after the burial support relief program was launched, have not even gotten an ounce of fertilizer.
True.
So how it is that so who get them? Yeah, and we really need to see when you can have a government thieving from poor people like farmers.
My God. Time come.
Then you know the time really come.
Yes, man.
And I hope that this does not die a 9-day wonder.
True.
I see the little 4.2 man in Panton, northeastern. Yeah?
Yeah.
Down there running off him mouth.
Yes.
Right? But how much water supply them do.
Me see, yeah.
You know, they did this launch in Castleton today, sis. And I say, you know, something really wrong with these people. And I don't think Jamaican people need not to be fooled by these people. Which pipeline can be commissioned? Can be, you open it for the pipeline project start, the project, you break ground for the project. Can a pipeline project be done in 3 months?
Not at all.
All I'm going to say to them, you know, they can break ground for all of the projects. They break the ground and the PNP will cut the ribbon.
Same so. Same so.
Same like how they did Portia. When Portia did all the projects before she left. Yeah?
Yeah.
And them cut the ribbon. Yeah? So it is really sad to see what's happening. They just break projects with no, and I think there should be a rule now. No government after 6 months to an election, you should not be able to open a new project.
Same so, exactly.
No. If you don't,
a big ground them a break, big ground.
Nobody, because it's a way of thief in the money.
Corruption.
Understand what they're doing, you know? They're getting the contractors to get at least the first. They normally start what you call mobilization funds.
Yeah.
So when they issue the first round of mobilization funds to the contractor, now to them it a come.
Ah, that is true. Yeah.
To them, because who going to be there to tell you when the both parties busy in a political campaign?
Exactly.
To really giving oversight. Thief them thief, as Danny Buck said, lie them lie.
Lie
them lie. And I would have said, no, lie and thief work hand in hand. So thief them thief.
Thief them thief.
All of these projects that they're doing is to try to get the capital funds out of it to go spend the money. But I tell Jamaican people, take the money like duck.
And
you know
vote them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the best.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Big up yourself. ABR family and viewers, jump in the comment section with me own and say. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel on the road to 30K and beyond. Help me to get there. Get this video to at least 10,000 likes. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself. Happy Saturday.